let's move to the Google Scholar. Locating the H index in the Google Scholar. For that, what you'll do, enter into the Google Scholar, type the name of the scholar or the scientist which you want to search. For example, I again entered the name of great Albert Einstein. Now see the difference. We can say that in this section we can have all the publication by the Einstein, user profile of Albert Einstein we can enter into. So Albert Einstein's user profile we will enter. Here is the author profile of the Google Scholar. He is the great Albert Einstein. No verified email is there. It's okay. But as you can see that if you want to follow this particular author, you can click onto the follow. In that case, you will get an alert and the information from the Google whenever a particular author publishes a new work. However, in case of Albert Einstein, you can see by the year also. In this order, it is cited by and year is here. If you click year, then the chronological reverse it will be there. Now you can see that in 2011, one paper there which is cited by 4 people. Actually, these are the reprints of Einstein's paper. That's why it has been shown in the 2011. You can see that Essay in Science 2011 year, it was cited by 275 times and so on. With the language difference is also shown here in the Scholar platform. So you can go through the list of publications of the great author and the researcher in his author profile. Now let's focus on this very important information, which is the endeavor of Albert Einstein, that total citations are 1,24,348 with the H index 114. This is the difference. While the Google Scholar is showing the very high H index as compared to the Scopus one with the I10 index of 381. What are the citations? As per the Google Scholar, if you click, then you will get the definition. This is the number of citations to all publications. The second column has the recent version of this metric, which is the number of new citations in the last 5 years to all publications. So it is basically the H5 index for the particular author. You can also have the definition of H index. H index is the largest number H such that H publications have at least H citations, as we discussed earlier. And the second column has the recent, the second column has the recent version of this metric, which is the largest number H such that H publications have at least new citations in the last 5 years. Okay. So this is the H5 index. So, and it is very peculiar to the Google Scholar. Okay. Now this is the I10 index, which is only shown by the Google Scholar again. I10 index is the number of publications with at least 10 citations. The second column has the recent version of this metric, which is the number of publications that have received at least 10 new citations in the last 5 years. So Google Scholar sees all these citation, H index and I10 index in the 5-year window for giving the clearer picture in the slow moving areas of research. You can also focus on the bar diagram in which year-wise citations of the authors' papers are given. Say for example, in 2015, total citations was 6,768. 2014, it was 6,083. Now, let us see the view all. So, you can have this clear picture in this bar diagram in which you will get the year-wise citations per year since 1990. So, dear learners, we learned how to locate H-index in the Scopus database and the Google Scholar. Scopus database provides the free author lookup. Author preview is provided freely. However, other features are subscription based, but it provides author free lookup. That's why we could tell you in detail all the things. And as far as the Google Scholar is concerned, you know very well it is absolutely free, and it is the largest indexing service, you can say. That's why the H-index is very high in case of Google Scholar's H-index. As far as the third database is concerned, Web of Science, it is completely subscription based, and also it does not provide any author free preview. So that's why we could not tell you in detail. So this was the nice presentation by my research fellow, Mr. Lokesh Adhikari. So hope you have enjoyed the thing, but try, if you have institutional subscription of the Web of Science, also search your H-index in the Web of Science platform. And if you have the institutional subscription, please share the H-index from that Web of Science page in the discussion forum page. We will be happy to see your H-index. I invite all the faculty members who are enrolled in the course to share the H-index of yourself, of your mentors, or your supervisors, or the researcher to whom you follow for your research work. I'll be happy to see your response. Thank you. As far as the next module is concerned, we will be covering the further details in H-index and the other author level metrics. So stay tuned for the next lesson.